shut up, Ma. I'm with my friends.
Hi, Mrs. Krabappelwitz.
What are you doing down there that's so important?
Well, you see, to put it simply, Ma, it's time for Talkin' Nerdy, the nerdy talk show where I ask my guests to talk nerdy to me.
Oh, my.
You are listening to Talking Nerdy. Quick, everybody, roll a d20. What'd you roll?
That's a crit fail.
Oh, no, you rolled a 1. What'd you roll? Well, just say what you rolled, Orange.
20.
Oh, he rolled a 20. I myself rolled a 19, but it's okay, because we were rolling for initiative! Yeah, you are listening to Talking Nerdy. As I said before, welcome, one and all. Now, the reason we are rolling for initiative is because our first topic of the night is D&D, Pathfinder, or role-playing games in general.
I love those. They're so fun.
They really are. Now, there's a story behind this. My very, very good friend who I've known for ages, over a decade, really almost 15 years now, probably.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. Basically, he sent me an article today that he thought I'd love, and it was called, "Is Your D&D Character Rare?"
And so what exactly does it mean by that?
Well, I'll get into that. They basically took the statistics of what people played, and they wrote it up into a very nice chart. And they separated by all the races. Now, they did it specifically for D&D, but I'm going to extrapolate it to Pathfinder as well, because that's the thing I play the most. So, Scuddy.
Yeah?
What was your last character? Or current character, if you have one.
Well, the most recent campaign that I've been playing hasn't really been... it's been in basic RPG. And it's not a fantasy type, so humans are the only option.
Right. So I guess let's go to Pathfinder, D&D, that kind of fantasy RPG. What was the last character you played in that?
Well, I guess that would have been the one that I was playing with you. I was an elf.
Yes, you were an elf war priest.
Yeah, that was so fun.
So that is one of... So I guess a little bit of context I'll give after this. That's pretty cool. I will tell you where you stand after. Last character you played, Orange?
Half-elf wizard.
Half-elf wizard. Okay. I myself am currently playing a dwarf war priest, which is like a cleric and a fighter. So I'll get into that in a moment for specific reasons. So, in terms of which race is played the most, this might not surprise any of you, but it's humans. Humans are the most played race in D&D.
Huh. That actually does surprise me.
Yep. And among humans, the most populous by double the runner-up was fighter. Human fighters come in...
I can see that.
at the highest just amount of anything. Human fighters are just out there the most.
Well, I mean, human fighters are incredibly versatile. You can do nearly anything with them.
Right, and in Pathfinder at least, I'm not sure about D&D, first level fighters get a bonus feat. First level humans get a bonus feat, and you get a feat just because you're level 1. So that is 3 feats at level 1. That is huge for a fighter. You know, that lets, as a fighter, you can go into pretty much anything at that point. Let's see. You can go into any fighting style, I should say. You can go sword and board. You can go 2-weapon fighting, 2-handed fighting, shield fighting, pretty much any of the style feats. You can go into that very, very quickly, which is why human fighters are so popular.
It kind of makes me wonder, like, what percentage of these are picked by new players instead of old guard or experienced players.
Yeah. I'm going to say human fighters are probably picked by both for the various reasons that I just explained.
Depends on the campaign, too.
They're very easy to play, and they're so versatile. So, I can break a first level fighter. It's not hard. A friend of mine can break any character. Just give him 5 minutes.
Oh, no.
He made a summoner that made everybody cry.
Why were they crying?
He was a 5th level summoner, and he beat like a level 15.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Anyway, the second most played race is elves.
That surprises me less.
Yep. And the most popular class for an elf is a ranger.
Yep.
Also not terribly surprising.
No.
Everyone wants to be Legolas.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's kind of what it is. The thing with that is rangers, at least in Pathfinder, really rely on wisdom, and elves don't get a bonus to that per se. They get a bonus to intelligence and dexterity. While dexterity is very important for a ranger, you want wisdom and charisma more than int, because rangers are already very skilled.
Yeah.
But, that's, again, this is Pathfinder terms. This was based on D&D.
D&D elves are a little bit more wise.
Depends on the type of elf.
Yeah. If you're going for your... if you're going for your drow, it's
a bit different.
Yeah.
The third most played race was half-elf. And the most populous choice of that was bard.
Of course it is.
Huh.
Well, at least in Pathfinder, again, I'm only giving Pathfinder references. I don't know D&D 5th edition or 4th edition very well at all. And 3.5 is similar enough to Pathfinder. Where
5 is overpowered.
5 I have qualms with, but I won't go into that now.
5 is the version that I learned when I started getting into it. It's supposed to be one of the easiest formats for beginners.
Right. Anyway, at least in Pathfinder, half-elves get it, a similar thing to humans where they get a +2 to any stat, but they only get 1+. So,
all right, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, I should mention that elves get a -to Constitution, which can be pretty bad for rangers. Throwing that in there. Half-elves don't get a -, but they only get 1+. They also get a bonus feat of skill focus, which can be pretty useful for bards who rely heavily on skills and can be really, really good at skills.
Especially if they have a Jack of all trade feat.
Jack of all trades is just a class feature in Pathfinder. And so is versatile performance, which lets you use a perform skill in place of 2 other skills. So it's really, really crazy. Fourth most played race, dwarf.
Yep.
And the most played class of dwarves, clerics. Whose phone is that being ding-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding?
That is Bearman asking me questions about things.
Oh, Bearman. Bearman, if you want to be on the show, you can just come on down. You don't have to send questions through the Facebooks. Speaking of which, hey, everybody who's listening, you should totally go on to the YouTube stream and comment about what your character is, and I can tell you all about it. But you should also go to the Facebook page and say hi, because I like saying hi to people. Anyway. While Scuddy is dealing with that, somebody commented in our YouTube feed, which thank you for commenting. We really love it when people get active in the chat, saying something about human fighters that have a lot of versatility, but only in damage in D&D. They say that D&D shouldn't be combat focused only, which is true. There are very many cool,
role-playing
aspects that are really, really important.
It's very important to be able to talk to people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. The other thing. This person is also playing a half-orc cleric. Let's see. Half-orcs are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th most popular, and barbarian, unsurprisingly, is the most popular class for a half-orc. This is because half-orcs have a racial feature, at least, and I know this is in D&D, where if they drop below
a certain thing,
a certain percentage of health, it might even below 0, they enrage and get bonuses.
Yeah.
They come back.
That's super useful in a pinch.
Yes.
And even when you're not quite in a pinch, but you just want to kill everything.
Yes, exactly. And this person also brings up Critical Role, which is a 5th edition campaign that started in Pathfinder, and the transition was pretty choppy.
Yeah.
It was choppy. But they had fun with it.
They started in Pathfinder.
They did.
And moved to 5th edition.
But the Pathfinder was before the stream that they do because copyright issues, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
What are the stats on tieflings?
Tieflings, I'm not sure about. Give me 1 second.
Because tiefling
probably
was
monk.
Because tiefling was the first race I officially picked for my first official character that I ever played in D&D. I still have the sheet lying around somewhere.
Yep. Tieflings get plus, similar to an elf, but a little different. +2 Dex, +2 Int, and -2 Charisma.
Well, yeah, I mean, because demon. Half
-2
demon.
to Charisma because there is a stigma against it.
Yeah, I know, that because demon.
Yes. Not demon, Jinn.
Jinn.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was demon.
Afriti Jinn. Afriti genies, basically, is... Yes.
Afriti genie, that's... that's a tongue twister right there.
Probably the class they normally play is monk.
Yes, yeah.
I know the class that I played was a rogue.
Rogues are really cool. I do like rogues. Anyway, back to this whole rare thing. Coming in at dwarves, as I was talking about, because we got sidetracked. We get
Dwarf
sidetracked a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, we were getting into the stuff that's like actually rare, not just
Right.
the top 10.
I've never heard
Exactly.
of a dwarf cleric.
Dwarf clerics are very popular. Dwarves in Pathfinder, again, have +2 Constitution, +2 Wisdom, -2 Charisma.
That also explains why they're popular as paladins.
Paladins need the Charisma. They are very unpopular as paladins.
Oh, they are? Oh, geez. Then
Gnomes.
where are all these dwarf paladins I've been seeing coming from?
Probably World of Warcraft, I would guess. The other most popular, and only down by about 100 votes, or 100 points, I guess. I don't know how they did this. I'd have to look into it more closely, was the fighter. And a war priest, as you know, Scuddy, is a combo fighter cleric that is a hybrid class from Pathfinder. And it's really cool. It's got features of both. So technically, I'm playing the top 2 classes of dwarfdom. To be fair, the character started as a fighter, but because of interactions with his god, became a war priest.
Ooh.
Really, really fun stuff. I could tell about the story, but that would take ages, and we're not going to.
We've
Into
only got so
rarities,
much time.
looking at the top 4 races here, the least played human class is Druid,
Yeah.
but I can understand that Druids are a tough bunch to play.
You either have to be
Yeah.
an elf or something else.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, turns out Tieflings have high charisma in 5th edition.
Yes, they do.
Interesting. They've got really cool stuff.
It's been a while since I've played it.
5th edition is something I need to look into more just to learn. It's not something I'm interested in playing necessarily because I'm really invested in Pathfinder. That's where
They added a lot of things.
there's a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, Druids are just a tough class no matter what you're playing.
Yeah.
In Pathfinder, they're very, very complicated, especially if you go the animal companion route. A lot of people choose not to, but animal companions are great. My wife is actually playing a hunter in Pathfinder, which
Yeah.
is what our friend played. The other elf in our campaign was playing a hunter, which is a combo druid ranger, and her animal companion's a rhino whose name is Porridge, and she loves that rhino to death.
Oh my goodness, that's adorable.
This rhino is just the most charactered of characters in our entire party. This rhino goes around doing what it wants. It likes lemonade, likes soup, likes going around and eating flowers and random plants.
Oh,
It one-hit KO'd an ogre spider,
oh, that's beautiful.
got the head stuck on its horn and ran around like crazy until I removed it.
That's beautiful.
He's a very, very nice rhino. Also, got my character's rhino, which is just a mount. It's just a pet, kind of. But
How does one acquire a rhino?
Long story. Got it pregnant, so now there's going to be a baby rhino.
Oh no.
None of us looked up how long a gestation period for rhino is. Turns out it's about 2 years.
Yeah.
So we'll be waiting for a while. But yeah, no, we love Porridge.
Porridge
So-
sounds adorable.
Porridge is my wife told me to tell the farm story. I'm not sure which farm story. There's quite a few. Quite a few. Oh, well, Porridge also got into the neighbor's yard at one point
Oh no.
and did what rhinos do after they eat.
Oh no.
And the neighbor got mad. So
So you burned the tavern down.
No. Actually, I own the tavern. We don't burn the tavern down at all. I made it out of stone because it's also a brewery. Because that way it won't catch fire. I was smart.
You decided to make it fireproof.
I made it fireproof.
Why don't more taverns do that in these universes? I know that wood is cheaper, but
Because
you would think with all the adventurers coming through.
I also made a slate roof. which came in very handy when the town got raided and they shot fire arrows at everything, and my house didn't catch on fire because it was made out of stone.
Nice.
Anyway, the actual farm story she wanted to tell was Porridge's origin story, her and Porridge's. So her character, Elga, is one of 13 dwarf siblings who live on a farm. And one day she went out and came back with Porridge. And she went to her parents and said, "Look, Mom, I found a strange cow."
Oh, no.
It was actually a baby rhino. But little dwarf girl doesn't know what a rhino is, of course. So
Where
it's
did
a
the
strange
rhino
cow.
come from?
Doesn't matter. She said, "I'm keeping it." And they're like, "Okay." Full well knowing it's not a cow. This is how I imagine the conversation down. "Honey, it's not really a cow. Don't worry about it. Just let her do it." Well, I mean, she'll be fine. Don't worry.
But it's a death machine with a spear for a face.
She trains it right, it'll be fine. All right, I'm not cleaning up after it. Speaking of that, she uses its manure as farm fertilizer for her farm.
That's the best thing to do with it.
It absolutely is. Anyway, we digressed. What was I talking about before? Oh, yes. Elves. You know what their least played class is?
Wait.
Barbarian.
Gee, I wonder why.
That negative constitution really is great for barbarians. Half-elves. Even less of them play barbarians.
Yeah.
Yeah, even less. Dwarves, the least played class is a warlock. This is D&D, so that would...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They...
Unless you have undead dwarves.
No. Warlocks... Yeah, I'm not sure what warlocks function off of. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me because people are awesome in our YouTube commenting feed thing. I don't know what it's called.
think it's like
chat. It's called
Yeah,
chat.
it's just a chat.
I'm not really sure. I know they're about demons and summoning and stuff like that, but that's kind of it. Apparently, they're not very played by dwarves.
No.
Actually, most of the classes, it's about tied with sorcerers and wizards.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, kind of.
Yeah.
Although wizards and sorcerers are... no, sorcerers aren't, but wizards are perfectly viable for dwarves. Sorcerers are charisma-based, and charisma is not one of a dwarf's strong suits.
Eh.
As I said, charisma, a lot of people say, well, does that mean all the dwarves are ugly? No. Dwarves have personality quirks.
Because every dwarf I've ever seen you make has been darn charismatic to me.
No, they just like alcohol. No, I try to make it... So whenever I make a character, I'm not sure if it's the same for you guys, I try to make sure there's no negative stats. I know it's
Same
a lot
here.
of time people do dump a stat. I don't like that. I don't think it's very role-play-ish. Unless you're doing it on purpose. Like, I once made a lawful stupid paladin. I dumped his intelligence. But that's because I wanted to play a literally illiterate paladin who runs around saying, "For glory!" and, like, God! and stuff. And, like, super high strength.
I can't actually read the scripture.
What is it, God? I don't know. I can't read this. Charge! He's basically super charismatic, super strong, doesn't know a dang thing about anything else. Knowledge, religion, what's that?
I bless this.
I bless
with-
thee. Did I do good, God? Cool. God is at this point going, here's a symbol. Maybe you'll get that better.
It's a tree. I should hit people with it.
Tree, pick up the tree, got it. Ha ha. He didn't have terrible wisdom, so his common sense was okay. But speaking of tieflings, actually, they're the 6th most played class in D&D.
Huh.
They're a lot more popular in D&D than Pathfinder. The Pathfinder core races, for those you don't know, are humans, elves, dwarves, half orcs, gnomes, and halflings. So I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I'm probably not. So halflings and gnomes are actually fairly low on the list, which surprises me. Although halflings, the most played class is rogue.
Gee, I wonder why.
And gnome wizards, because that actually makes a lot of sense. Gnomes are just kind of funny.
Gnome paladins are pretty funny too.
Gnome paladins are actually really viable builds. Although, surprisingly, in D&D, least done build for a gnome. I knew a guy who did a mounted gnome paladin who rode a dog, because riding dogs are a thing. He rode a dog into battle using a greatsword.
That's adorable.
It was hilarious. But,
I believe
like,
I have heard.
deadly.
I believe I have heard at least one story of either a halfling or a gnome barbarian or fighter. I believe like the main tactic used was to just throw them at people.
Yes, that would do it. Something that I'm surprised is even on this list is Aasimars. I happen to love Aasimars, which are angelkin, basically. They are angel-blooded beings.
Okay.
What I like about them are, they're really overpowered.
So what you're saying is they're god tier.
They are the one of the higher tier things. They don't have any negatives, and they've got 2 bonuses. There are some really bad drawbacks to them, like they can be banished.
Yeah.
They count as outsiders. They are native outsiders, but they are outsiders nonetheless. So that can be pretty tricky, to say the least.
Now, when you say banished, you mean like
Go
The
away.
spell banish
like you send them out of this dimension.
out of this plane. Yeah, you can do some bad things to them. So yeah, but they can be good at whatever you put them on. So their numbers are actually pretty even. You know, there's a few where you would imagine like spikes of popular characters types. Popular classes. But yeah, this is really, really cool stuff. I got a kick out of reading this article anyway. But yeah, no, that's all I got on this.
Yeah. But outside of tieflings, the other I tend to aim for deliberately inhuman looking races
Fair enough.
because I just think they're cooler.
There's a few of those in 5.
There's
so
quite a few
like
of them in 5.
so like outside of tieflings, my second choice would be Dragonborn.
Dragonborns are the 5th most popular D&D class.
Oh, the nasty.
Fighters and sorcerers about even. Paladins, however, are the highest for them.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough.
Really?
Oh, yes, paladins.
Dragonborn paladins are probably pretty good.
I have neither of those. I have a wizard and a barbarian. Just imagine a barbarian just axe one person and then spit fire in another guy's face.
Wizard is one of the lowest. Barbarian is actually pretty high up on the list for Dragonborn.
Yeah.
It could either be a fighter, a paladin, or wizard.
Yeah, yep. Well, any of these races can be any of these classes. That's the thing. You can always work around it. Just some of them are a little bit more keyed towards others.
Yeah.
Like a dwarf is very good at being a tanky class. They have a bunch of resistances that are nice, and they've got that bonus to Constitution, which gives you extra hit points, among other things.
Always useful.
Always, always useful. The other thing that dwarves are really good at are wisdom-based classes like rangers and clerics, because they've got a bonus to that. And they can, they're pretty decent at that, I should say. They're not so good for the charisma-based classes like bards and sorcerers and oracles and things like that.
They're pretty good at being a druid, though.
Druid is actually another wisdom-based class, but druid just isn't a popular class. Although
No, it's not.
For elves, it's one of the most of the highest up, because elves have a huge proportion of players. Looks like they did 100,000 characters total for the study. A quarter of them were human.
That definitely is a huge chunk.
Yep, and half elves and elves made up another quarter of them, and all the other races made up the rest of it.
Yeah, because half elves and elves are popular.
They're very, very popular. So yeah, this is a very, very cool article. I will be posting this on the DJ Frost page. So definitely take a look at the DJ Frost at WLMC Facebook page. Really cool stuff. I post a lot of nerdy things that I find. Just earlier today, I posted something about Fairy Tail, which, as you two know, and some of our listeners know, is my favorite anime. Totally favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Hiro Mashima, the author of it, recently the series ended in the manga. The anime, the conclusion of that is coming next year. Well, Hiro Mashima, the author, drew a picture of the main character's kids. So what he would, the theoretical, the hypothetical next generation of Fairy Tail. And you can probably guess whose kids are on there. There's 2 of them.
Yep.
You can probably guess which kids they are. I'm not sure if I'm going to mention it because it could be spoilers, but at the same time, the internet's kind of spoiled this forever and shipped this. So Hirameshima actually
Confirmed it.
the most popular ships anyway. So Natsu and Lucy, their daughter is here, and Gray and Juvia, their son, is drawn. And like you look at them and you're like, you don't even have to know who the characters like if who's together with who kind of thing. Like you can look at them and say, "Yep, those are those people's those are those people's kids," just hands down. Like
because you can tell with the hair and the eyes and
kind of. Well, Natsu and Lucy's daughter literally looks like Natsu and Lucy smashed together, like spiky pink hair, but it's also long, and then the scarf, which is Natsu's thing, the vest which Natsu likes to wear, and then Lucy's top because modesty, of course. But like basically. Yeah, and then Gray and Juvia's child is, thick coat, but like, and Juvia's eyes, but Gray's messy hair, and he just kind of looks dour because both of them tend to look dour a lot of the time. Yeah, no, I really, really loved it. And I shared that because I thought it was really cool, and it was great, and I really, really hope that it eventually becomes a thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not holding my breath.
You never know.
I do never know.
so sad.
I know. Anyway, Scotty, you mentioned you had some things you would like to talk about.
Oh yeah, like
A good transition would be that thing.
Yeah. My primary news source has not really given much fruit today, but
That's okay. I mean,
My
It's
news
not
sources have exploded.
yeah, it's not exactly a slow news week, but sometimes people don't pick up things, and it's kind of been a weird week anyway.
yeah, but I will say that Shadow of War came out this week,
Oh, nice.
and we discussed
The lore is messed up to high heavens.
It
Like
really kind of is.
they shouldn't call it a Lord of the Rings game.
There's
But the gameplay you said was
the gameplay. I haven't played it myself, but I've witnessed it. But I've witnessed quite a bit of it at this point, and it's super fun to watch. It must be also super fun to play because I know Bearman just can't get enough right now.
Well, I'm watching it.
yeah.
I don't have any console to play
I
it.
bet you Bearman's playing that game instead of listening to us talk.
Nah, he's busy doing bear taxes.
Oh, bear taxes. That sounds less fun.
It's significantly less fun. But
Business.
like the maps are pretty big, and
they're huge.
and it's kind of, and in terms of like traveling the map, you've got a couple of options. You've got your standard fast traveling for the huge distances, but you can also literally climb over anything.
Oh, wow.
You can scale-
So, Breath of the Wild, climbing over everything?
Pretty much, only there's no stamina bar.
Yeah, that's what made it balanced.
Yeah, but now there's no stamina bar. I believe the one reviewer that I watched give a review of it, he described it as like the Skyrim horses, but on purpose.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Skyrim horses, and your character for that instance, could climb anything if you jumped good enough.
These horses could be at literally like almost a 90-degree angle if you timed it right.
You could. I've had a horse at a 90-degree angle. I'm not sure. Like,
Oh no.
yeah. Actually, though.
Yeah, but you've
Oh, Skyrim, I love you so.
Yeah, and just the sheer variety of ways in which you can kill these orcs is insane. There's all kinds of like environmental hazards, exploding ale barrels.
I like ale, but I don't think we should be wasting it by exploding it.
Releasing captured things.
You mean orcs?
No, I mean like Caragors. Like they're everywhere.
Why?
Because they use them as mounts, and you can use them as a mount.
But no.
So you just like there's like
And trolls.
There's like
and
hanging,
drakes.
Yeah, there's like hanging meat in places around the fortresses. You just shoot down the meat and suddenly Caragors happen.
Why not? Because meat summons.
And then there's also ghouls.
Wow.
You just shoot ghoul eggs and then ghouls happen. I don't really know what their story is, but they look really gross.
Yeah, as I said, the lore is basically non-existent in terms of actual Lord of the Rings lore. They twisted it and made it something it's not.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I made the mistake and just called them wargs, but apparently no, because they look they look pretty. The Karagors look like
Wargs.
yeah, they're just wargs.
No,
but
wargs are the mutated wolf. The Karagor is a mutated, basically saber-toothed tiger thing.
So basically, almost the exact same thing.
yeah, it's pretty much. I thought you were gonna say like a Karagor is a mutated warg, and I'm like, okay, how much more bad do you get than that?
If you took
Yeah.
the saber-toothed tiger from our, distant past and everything like that, and mutated it.
I also find it kind of hilarious that when you do, brainwashing juice is, but the moment you're done with that, the color of their armor changes, and I know what it's meant to symbolize, but the fact that it happens instantly and they don't have to go off and repaint their armor.
As I said, I want to apologize. The stream kind of cut out for a second. A cord got bumped. Don't worry about it. It's back and should be fine. Continue, Scotty. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so just instantaneous paint changing based on, I guess, mood. I guess all of the orcs have mood armor.
Well, right now it's Sauron, the Dark Lord, versus the Bright Lord.
Which is what they call him. You serve the Bright Lord now.
Sure.
And
Didn't
much.
Didn't Bearman do something awful to an orc?
Oh, he did some really terrible things to one, because you see, a lot of these orcs, if you
Know their weaknesses.
well, yeah, no, but it kind of ties into that, but see, first what happened is he just killed one captain. And sometimes if you do that, suddenly their blood brother will appear. And I guess their blood brothers are just like, we have ties that go beyond blah, blah, blah.
But like orcs aren't born that way. They're like born in sacks.
Yeah, so they just like are like, I guess.
The ones who were born next to them, I guess.
Yeah, blood brothers are the ones that are born next to them.
Sure.
Yeah, or they just do great things for each other in battle by accident.
Sure.
So they shove each other.
We are friends and comrades in arms.
Yeah, and so he kills one captain. His blood brother shows up.
Yeah.
He brainwashes the blood brother because that's funny.
Okay.
And then at some point, the blood brother betrays him.
Oh.
And Bearman doesn't like that very much at all.
I would imagine not.
So First he shames him. No. First he like burns him to death.
Except not to death.
Except he came back.
Oh no.
He came back and he's covered in burns. Because that's a cool thing. Like sometimes you can kill them and they'll come back anyway.
Yeah, the Nemesis system from the first
Got an upgrade.
Not Shadow of War.
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor. Yeah, but that one was actually broken and glitchy. Like you could actually.
No, they fixed it and made it worse.
Well, let me explain what happened the first game. It was broken to the point where you could insta-kill them, like permakill, the way you would actually permakill an orc, except they'd come back. And it was broken, and they'd come back way too strong. It was a weird glitch in the game that made it almost unplayable at times.
Yeesh.
So, yeah. But they fixed that, presumably, and have made it more brutal now, apparently.
Plus, they put in active learning AI, which if some of the orcs have adaptability, you're screwed.
I think you can manage around that.
But it makes it harder.
Yeah, but this guy came back. He's already got a massive grudge against the Grave Walker.
Of course.
It's because he killed his brother, and now he's killed him.
Yeah.
And now he's got wacky fire powers because he was burned to death.
Right.
So
what does Bearman do next?
but next time he fights him, Bearman actually lost. And then the guy's just like, you're not worth my fire. And that caused another one of his followers to be like, yo, you got humiliated. I don't want to follow you anymore.
So did Bearman like kill that follower?
Yeah, and then he killed that guy. That guy also came back later, and he had he hacked his arms and head off, but he came back and they were like stitched on.
That's weird. So like, what about this one that went insane?
But then he's like hunting this guy down actively now because he's
a little upset.
Yeah, he's a little upset. This guy, and the second time he tries to brainwash him, it doesn't work because he's strong-willed too.
Yeah, that's a thing too.
Okay.
So then instead, when he's got him to a broken state, he just humiliates him. And that's what causes him to go crazy. And then
Does he keep humiliating him?
No, and then the next time you saw him, after he's gone nuts and he's burned everywhere and his blood brother is dead, now he recruits him again, and now he holds a prominent position in one of his forts. And so he turns to me and he is just like, this guy isn't going to betray me again, is he? And I'm like, nah. The only reason he would do that is if he was insane.
And then
Wait a minute. No, it still hasn't happened yet. I think he's too crazy or
doesn't understand anymore at this point.
Now he's just like, whatever. I just burn things for the guy who's in charge now, and apparently everything is boring to him because that's just what he says.
Huh.
He's just like, boring, so boring.
So, Shadow of War.
Except
Make an orc go insane.
Yeah, you can like really deliberately pick on people if that's your thing.
And build an army and attack a castle.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, why not?
And the castles are not friendly.
I didn't expect they would be.
And with the pre-order thing that Bearman did, he was able to transfer his best ally and his worst enemy from the previous game.
Oh.
Yeah, that Nemesis system is going to be fun.
So his best allies on his team now?
Yeah, like it was the weirdest plot twist ever. He takes the first fort, and it's the guy with two heads. It turns out the second head was his ally from the previous game, and the guy's just like, and we're just like, oh, hey, it's Ratbag, because that's the guy's name, and we're just like, oh, it's you. And he's just like, oh, you want the fort? Sure, you can have it. I hate being in charge.
So that's the power of having the ally.
Yeah, and so then he still had to do the entire like outside battle.
Of course, but the inside battle was like, oh, sure, come on in.
Yeah, the cutscene starts, and then he's just like, oh, geez, it's you. What are you doing here?
I'm taking a castle. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but now, I mean, I haven't seen his worst enemy yet.
It's probably coming.
It's definitely coming somewhere, but...
Is he going to try to recruit it in, like...
I don't know. I have no idea.
Or is he just going to humiliate him?
I don't know, but that was like one of the weirdest plot twists I had ever seen. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
A lot of people went with Ratbag in the first game.
Did they? Was he, like, the better one?
He's a funny character.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. I also insisted that not Ratbag, Bearman, recruit one guy. I believe he's like Skag the Rhymer or something. He speaks entirely in rhymes, and I'm just like, come on, you have to have at least one joke in your army.
Yeah.
And
well, people I've read are just recruiting all the joke ones and only the joke ones.
Well, I would definitely expect people to do that. That's the memeiest thing to do.
And they also have to recruit Bruce.
Well, yeah, but Bruce is also like the best thing ever.
It's an Australian orc.
His name is it's spelled B-R-U with an oolag Z, but it's pronounced Bruce.
Bruce.
And he speaks with an Australian accent. So
that's amazing.
I was when I saw that in the commercials, the previews, I was just... Oh, yeah.
You're like... That one. We want that one.
Well, yeah. Well, you
have to.
Yeah, that's like your obligation.
You have to.
Yeah, that's the first one that you start with always.
His bruise.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But he's a beautiful orc.
He comes in at the weirdest times, though.
What level is he? I know there's like different rarities of orcs.
Yeah, there's epic. There's legendary. I don't know.
He's a pit fighter.
Yeah, I don't know of anything below that, but he like pops up in the battle for like the first few missions. He'll like pop up in the battlefield for like no reason, even though you didn't call
constantly
him.
Chat.
Yeah, and then he'll just be like, yo, if you want people to advance in the ranks, you send them to the blood pit. How does winning in an arena earn you trust to gain you ranks? I don't know, but it does.
Do it, because it's great.
Yeah. He just doesn't care as long as he gets to kill people.
I mean, That's what you want in an orc, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, also
When you first brand him as like, he's like, you serve the Bright Lord now and all that stuff. He's like, Bright Lord, Dark Lord, what's the difference?
both sides mean I get to kill people, and that's fine by me.
Yeah. Let's not go too far, because spoilers, right? This is
that was in the trailer.
Yeah,
Right,
We
right.
are nowhere near spoiler territory.
Right.
here.
Let's not go any further, because, we want to make sure that people enjoy the game on their own and not spoil it from us.
All I will say is, well, I mean, at the very beginning of the game, you meet Shelob.
Wow.
Yeah.
Human version.
No. She doesn't start off. She like warps into a human version.
Yeah.
In front of you, but like
That's weird. Like Shelob shouldn't be able to do that.
I don't know.
At all.
I don't know. I guess like she's supposed to be like the daughter of a spider god or something.
Huh.
And whichever parent was the human is what lets her do that, I guess.
The lore is weird.
Huh.
But like very beginning of the game, I guess, is the end of the previous game where Talion and Celebrimbor. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
No, you're not.
Well, I don't know how to say it. It's
Celebrimbor.
Celebrimbor. It's salad bowl. That's what I'll call him.
Salad bowl indeed.
Salad bowl, the ring maker.
Is this messed up lore?
Yeah, this is messed up lore. But at the very end of the previous game, they're like, we need to make a new ring to fight Sauron with. And so they do it in Mount Doom.
Because he's not going to notice at all.
No, except he kind of did. Somebody did notice. And then I guess it was Shelob kidnaps Salad Bowl.
Okay.
And then Talion's just like, I have to go save him because I
Obviously.
guess his presence in my body is what's keeping me alive.
Oh, yeah, we should probably do that then,
And also, and so he has the new ring because it's just called the new ring.
That sounds like stupid.
It's not golden, though.
Stupid.
No, it's a silver band, and it still appears to be like inscribed with the language
With
of
the black
Mordor.
speech? Interesting.
Yeah, which confuses me. Only it glows blue, so I guess it's okay. But
Yeah,
and then you have to and then Talion bargains with Shelob, and she's just like, all right, I'll give you back your friend if you give me the new ring. And then he does it. And then she just has the new ring before they ever even got to use it. You get it back eventually, but
like,
that's only after the Nazgul get involved.
And the Witch King.
And Shelob can't beat the Nazgul.
just no. Bad. Bad developers. Bad. Don't mess with the lore. Bad.
And when she appears to you and she changes into a woman, she's got this Elvira thing going on.
Because they haven't sexified the spiders yet.
Yeah, she's got
giant spider.
She's got no shoes. She's got the long black hair. She's got the wispy wraparound black dress.
I kind of get the idea.
But she's a spider, so yeah, it's sexy. But at the same time, it's a spider.
It's like a giant pile of nope.
No.
The person that I'm watching said nightmare fuel.
But then, but the part of the real kicker is Talion keeps going back to see her because she can grant him visions of the future, ?
She's not exactly on either side, though. She's just kind of...
She's just trying to meet her own ends.
In like the actual lore, she's just a giant spider who does spider things and doesn't do anything else.
Yeah,
because she's not that intelligent.
But now she's like super magical and stuff, and she grants Talion visions of like, oh no, Minas Ithil is going to fall. Spoilers, it does. It's also in Act 1, so it's not a spoiler.
It's still kind of spoilery.
Not really. It happens like in the first 3 hours.
That's still into gameplay territory, so we're not going to go any further than that. So enjoy your spoilers for the first act.
Besides, that was already leaked out because of the demo.
It's fine, but like, I just really want to avoid the spoilers because that would be because like if somebody's really excited and they don't want to hear it, like it could get them upset.
I would say that the real spoilers would be in Act 3, which we haven't even gotten to yet.
Oh yeah, but I mean the ending of a game you never spoil it.
Yeah, but supposedly but from what I understand, there's more than one ending, though.
That is common for games nowadays.
Yeah,
Plus, if you have the DLC, it makes it even weirder.
I
But-
would imagine.
but to get the quote-unquote true ending, all I know right now is that if you don't buy loot crates, it's going to be a really nasty grind to get the true ending.
Loot crates, really?
Yeah, there's loot crates. And you can get some of them with in-game currency,
Oh.
but who cares?
That's, loot crates, like if it's for skins, like they do in some of the MOBA games,
Yeah,
I'm less pissy about that. That's whatever.
like that's purely
Once
cosmetic.
you put that into a game and make it part of the core functioning, you done screwed up.
Yeah, like
That's ridiculous. I'm not buying a $60 game to pay more money for the good stuff in the game.
yeah, like these loot crates contain I guess special orcs that just come pre-recruited, and also armor and weapons.
I hate
So
what
I
games
don't.
are doing.
Pay to win, always.
It's pay to win, or you spend more than 50 hours
You
grinding.
mean the true gamer doing more 50 hours doing the actual game?
The grinding is what you want to do, because paying money for something that you should already be included in the game is pointless.
Yeah, but I
Except
mean,
that's where the new gamers and the old gamers split.
No, well, kind of.
and depends on how much is the true ending worth to you.
I will watch it on YouTube for that
it-
much.
Yeah,
Like,
is it
I'm not
worth,
going to pay extra for it.
No.
is it worth your money or your time? And the like you said, the correct answer is neither.
Time.
I'll go.
Yeah.
The correct answer is neither. I'll just go to YouTube and watch it.
Some
Whenever
poor
they're
fool who
done.
decided to pay all the money for it. Yeah.
Or some poor fool who actually did the grinding.
I'd respect somebody who did all the grinding for it.
I know Bearman has absolutely no problem with grinding whatsoever.
I know, it's a part of the things.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do it. no
Especially
problem.
when you get
Like,
to...
it was
other
his favorite
things.
thing to do in Kingdom Hearts 2,
Well, I mean,
which we've just
It's a
played
part
together.
of RPGs.
it
Yeah,
is.
but at the same time, it's still like it's one of those things where, yeah, it's necessary, but it shouldn't be so necessary that you have to do it to get
Yeah,
something
to get.
to get the satisfying ending.
Well, it's like in Breath of the Wild, to get the true ending, you need to do a bunch of things,
Oh, yes, you do.
but it's quest related and in the game, and you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, like for stuff like if you want to get all the good, neat little bits at the end of Fallout or something like that, you actually go out and explore and do quest things.
Yep. Or console command them in because you're playing on the PC, and that's the cool way to play Fallout.
Ew.
So I don't do that until like I've beaten the game twice. Like I'll
Okay,
beat the
good.
game twice.
No.
different.
True gamers have a standard. We play the game first, and maybe second time before we cheat.
Oh no, yeah, no. It's like Skyrim. I have 300 plus hours in that game.
Yeah, so at that point, the only thing you can do to make it interesting is mod.
Well, yeah, modding. But before that, I was just cheating stuff in. Like, what would happen if at level 1 I had an enchanting set of 100? Let's see. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, but that's the only thing to do at that point.
Pretty
is
much.
experiment.
It's experiment. I wonder what would happen if I summoned in this. Oh, that's fun.
Nice.
Although cheating things in Skyrim is a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
You have to go to whatever wiki or thing is your choice, find the item code,
And put it in.
and put it in. Or you can start searching through the help and then item name and then try to find which one's the actual one. Oh, and if you want to make your followers essential, even if they're not supposed to be, because of course I want my followers to be essential. Like, I don't want them just to die. That'd be stupid.
I don't think it would be so bad. They can be annoying.
They can be, but then you can just leave them at home. But, like, you have to find not just their regular ID, they're like special ID, which is only available if you do this and this and this. And it's, yeah,
Ugh.
it's a pain in the butt.
See, that's why I just sacrificed them to Boethia.
See, I always recruit them all into the Blades or whatever organization I'm doing. Then it's cool. I'm like, yeah, go fight the dragons for me.
Oh, they're dead.
No, Blades become essential.
Oh,
Yep.
well then.
Yep.
Nice.
Also, I always make them essential anyway. I'm just like, yeah, you're going to be essential. Go fight the dragons. Soul! I didn't do anything. It's hilarious because they're running around trying to swing their swords at the dragon as it's flying around, and you're just like, guys.
Bows and arrows exist for a reason.
Fine. I used a crossbow. Get him. Crossbows are just broke in that game.
Yes, they are.
Vanilla game. Anyway.
I've always preferred the standard bow and arrow myself, but that's just me.
I liked the bow and arrow, but when I could make my crossbow do like 400 damage in a hit through vanilla means, this is before modifications, I'm going to do...
How exactly did you do that? I'm asking for a friend.
Basically, it's enchantments. You can stack enchantments in a certain way. If you do if you enhance your enchantment with alchemy, and then enhance your alchemy, and then basically go through, keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you can eventually raise your enchanting skill ridiculously high. But you got to be quick. You have like 2 minutes to do it. Every time you take your potion, you've got 2 minutes to do the next step. So you want to be at a place where you have all the materials you're going to need for this. And you basically go all the way up, and then you'll finally have an enchanting potion, which increases your enchanting by ridiculous amounts. You drink it and enchant your weapon after you've already modified it and like made it all the best you can after going through all the quests for Dawnguard.
Yeah.
And getting all the crossbow enhancements. So Dwemer bolts and Dwemer crossbow that's enchanted all the way. You can make it do some crazy crap. And then, on top of that, you raise your archery skill to 100. And then you crouch. And you raise your sneak skill to 100. And then when you get a critical sneak hit, it kills them. I like two-shotted Alduin.
Oh, no.
Apparently you can one-shot Alduin.
What?
With a crossbow.
That's that's insane and slightly disappointing that that's possible.
It was
without
so
any
great.
mods.
No, yeah, without mods. It was so great. I'm just like, ka-tink, ka-tink. Oh, he's dead. Hey guys, I did it.
So much for the world ender.
Yeah, I ended his world. Yeah.
But Tish.
Yeah, there's in certain games there's broken
I should have
items.
said that as Kevin. Yeah, I ended his world. Yeah.
Oh no.
He would totally.
His mom's upstairs. She just like slowly closes the door. From behind the door. I have no son.
No, that's his father.
Well, yeah. Like,
I have no son. Yeah, no. So are you kidding me? Mrs. Karbopwoods would love Kevin even if he summoned Nurgle. Actually, he already did that. She would love him even if he summoned like...
Yeah, but sometimes she's just like, eh.
She gets a bit exasperated with him, yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's normal. Every mom gets exasperated with their kids at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I think that's like a requirement for being a mom.
Yeah, you just, why? Kevin, why? Just why? I don't understand.
It's okay, Ma. I killed Alduin in 2 hits.
That's nice, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what, we had other things that we wanted to talk about, didn't we?
Anything you wanted to bring up, Orange?
Well, Stargate's coming back.
Oh, yeah. Stargate the Origin?
Origins.
Yeah. Stargate Origins.
Yeah.
They just announced the cast for that. I'm not sure anything else is out about it yet.
No, this is the cast, but it's coming out, and it's like, ooh.
That's pretty cool.
That's been a while.
It's been, what, a decade, maybe?
Yeah.
Stargate Origins. I am looking things up.
And I'm going to the Anime News Network where I get all of my cool stuff.
See.
Because Anime News Network is really cool. And I like it. And they're totally not sponsoring us, but like totally cool. If they did, that'd be cool though.
Yes. It would.
So you know Build-A-Bear Workshop has had like whatchamacallit's like Pokemon in there for a while?
Yeah.
The newest edition?
Yeah.
Vulpix.
Oh, nice.
Apparently when you buy a Vulpix, it's probably like $50 though. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
It's so gross. Sorry, it's $60.
You can get a decent game for that.
I know. But you can get
Actually, you could get a decent game for less.
Okay.
But
Oh, sorry. That's the exclusive online bundle. For $60, you get the Vulpix plush, a cape with a fireprint silky fabric, a Pokeball sleeper. I don't even know what that is.
Oh.
A Build-A-Bear Workshop exclusive Pokemon trading card game card, and a sound chip with 6 Vulpix noises. Okay, maybe that does sound pretty cool.
I know what a sleeper is.
Or you could buy it for just $30.
Yeah, it's like a nightgown, right?
Yeah.
It looks like feety pajamas without the feeties.
Yeah.
So
How do you even
pajamas.
get that on the? How do you get that on the stuffed animal?
Don't ask.
You put it on before you stuff it, I think.
I guess so, but then how do you take it off if you don't want it on there? Like, it gives you two options for like clothing.
I guess it just
It sounds pretty cool, like a sound chip with Vulpix stuff. That sounds pretty cool.
Vulpix.
Vulpix. Speaking of Vulpix, actually, I can't talk about this because that's spoilers. Darn. What's the spoiler range on anime, especially weekly anime that goes on forever, like the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime?
I don't know. I mean, would it?
When they get to 50.
6 weeks?
Yeah.
I'd say 6 weeks. That's a good amount of time, enough time for people to go see it. This is one of the earlier episodes anyway. Lily gets an Alolan Vulpix, and basically at the beginning of the show, Ash and his mom, Delia, brought over an egg, and then Samson Oak, who is Professor Oak's cousin, asks the class, which Ash is in school.
Wait, I thought Professor Oak's name was Samson.
Samuel.
Oh,
Samuel.
His cousin is in Alola.
Okay, that was a confuse for me
And
for a second.
in case you wanted to know, all of the puns that come out of Samson Oak's mouth as all puns. All puns. Everything that comes out of his mouth is a Pokemon pun.
Are you saying that his true identity is Sans Sanoke? Because Undertale?
No.
And Sans likes puns.
Maybe. No, but like he'll say, we're going to have one heck of a Magikarp day. And then he'll make the Magikarp face.
That's not a pun.
No.
It's a Pokepun.
It's a Pokepun.
Which was bad.
That's barely even a pun.
It's bewarely even a pun.
What?
Yeah. It gets weird and bad and just no.
Yeah, so he'll use...
Just what?
Yep, it's great. It makes me laugh every time. Also, Team Rocket is back, of course, and they don't blast off anymore. No, instead a Beware comes out. It is taking a strange liking to them, grabs them all and runs away. Without exception, if they're like in the middle of the ocean, he will pop up, grab them, and just run on water running away. If they're in the middle of the air, he will jump, grab them, and go run away. And they're like, we're blasting off a new way. And they like sound so exasperated. And like, nobody knows why this Beware just likes Team Rocket. Or if it likes them, it just keeps capturing them. To the point where Team Rocket makes their base the Beware's house.
Oh, it's adorable.
Oh, the Vulpix?
No, the Beware. I just looked it up. It's adorable.
Yeah. So you want to... Shall I read Beware's Pokedex entry?
It's a bit weird.
Yeah. So look up its pre-evolution Stuffle.
This thing is almost 7 feet tall.
Yes, it is.
It's adorable and it's 7 feet tall. I think it will kill me.
Look up Stuffle. That's its pre-evolved form. Beware. This immensely dangerous Pokemon possesses overwhelming physical strength. Its habit is generally off limits, or habitat. This Pokemon has the habit of hugging its companions. Many trainers have left this world after their spines were squished by its hug.
Are you serious? That's what it says.
That is what it says.
It kills people with hugs.
Yes. Yes, it does.
That's adorable and terrifying.
Mm-hmm. And in the anime, Beware, the strong-arm Pokemon, a normal and fighting type. Beware has extremely powerful arms, and it's very dangerous. It waves its arm in a friendly fashion, but this is a means of warning. Approach with caution. Because Rotom Dex, which obviously is the best character in that entire show, is Rotom Dex. Because just watch the show and you'll understand what I mean.
Stuffle, on the other hand.
Stuffle is adorable, also extremely dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at both of them and like...
Stuffle, despite its adorable appearance, when it gets angry and flails about, its arms and legs could knock a pro wrestler sprawling. A touch from anyone except a known friend sends it into a surging frenzy. It's an incredibly dangerous Pokemon.
So if you touch it and you're not its friend, then it'll just go psycho on you.
Yes. Yes, you would.
Think pro wrestling.
An adorable little psycho.
Yeah, it is 1 foot 8 inches, weighs 15 pounds. It's literally a stuffed animal. Like, it has a tag, too. Like, on its butt is a tag.
That's so cute.
It's adorable. Also deadly, but adorable.
It'll
mostly deadly.
it'll punch your head off
Yes, but adorable.
it'll punch your head off in a cute way.
Actually, in Sun and Moon, there's a room of Olivia, the island kahuna for Akala Island, and there's a bunch of Stuffle, and then there's stuffed animals of Stuffles. And it's like, and when you click on them, it's like, this seems like a really bad idea.
to have these in the same place, you don't know which is which.
Yes.
That is definitely a terrible idea.
Yep.
Oh no.
Pretty much.
So this is the new Ursa ring, eh?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
So far, there's been like 3 Ursa Rays clones.
Kind of. But Ursa ring, is dangerous.
Yeah.
You don't know that it's necessarily.
Yeah, this one is less obvious about it.
Yeah, no, it's also Ursa ring isn't a fighting type.
Well, no, but
Intimidating.
Yeah.
it can learn fighting moves, can it?
Ursa ring can, yes.
Like in the X and Y with the panda.
Oh, Pangoro?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pangoro. That's your bear if you want to.
It's a panda bear, which is a dark fighting type.
Yeah.
Really good Pokemon. I like it anyway.
Let's see.
Something about Pokemon. They released a new video today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Ultra
some
Moon
about-
is getting nuts.
Yeah.
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are looking incredible.
Yeah, I just saw something on the Game News subreddit that says there's new Z moves happening.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot. There's one new Z move for the new legendary things. So Necrozma has a move called Prism Laser or something.
Yeah.
And it turns into a Z move that is different. The move is Photon Laser now.
Photon laser.
Or
That's
something like that.
incredible.
It hurts.
Both Duskmane Necrozma, which is Solgaleo combined with Necrozma, and Dawn Wing Necrozma, which is the combination with Lunala, have this move. And then depending on which form uses the Z move, it turns into a Steel type move
Yep.
or a Ghost type move. And the Steel type move is similar to Solgaleo's signature move, but but more powerful, obviously. And the Lunala one is the Z move is similar to the Lunala's Moongeist Beam,
But ow.
but like basically they knock the opponent into another dimension, get up all in there, do their super move, and then they're transported back to the normal dimension.
So it's like the supers in like Injustice.
Kind of. But in this game, you can actually travel between the ultra dimensions. The wormholes can open up, and you can travel on your Pokemon, whichever version you have, with a Necrozma.
To different dimensions.
No, I think it's either Solgaleo or Lunala who can do it, but to different ultra dimensions and fight the ultra beasts on their own turf. Yeah.
Which is going to make interesting fun.
Really interesting. They also released that you and Rotom Dex can become best friends. And like...
and it's a sentient.
and it's always been sentient.
But now you can actually be a friend to it.
Right. They've increased the friendship system, and it has its own Z move. Yeah, Rotom Dex's Z move lets you do a Z move again in a battle. Because normally you can only do it once. But Rotom Dex lets you do it twice.
Yeah, doesn't it get weaker the more often you do it in a row?
No.
No. There are moves that are like that, but a Z move is usually once per battle.
It's
Hard
an
limit.
instant KO.
Not always, but it's an extremely powerful move. Like, it takes a move and it increases its power by a significant amount. So, like, Tackle's power 40, I
Yeah.
think, and it turns into, like, power 95 or 100
Yeah.
into Breakneck Blitz.
Which it hurts.
It hurts. So, like, it's worth it to have Z moves. But in having 2 in a battle is nuts.
Yeah. Sorry,
It's like being able to Mega Evolve 2 Pokemon in a battle.
Yeah.
Actually, you can do that. You can Mega Evolve 3 Pokemon in a battle. And here's how. Primal Kyogre, Primal Groudon with their respective orbs.
And Mega.
And then a Mega Stone on something else. And you will have 3 Mega Pokemon. Because at the start of a battle, regardless, Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon, or Kyogre and Groudon will Primal Shift.
Yes. And become Mega.
Yes. Or become Primal.
Which is their equivalent.
which
of
is the
Mega.
equivalent of Mega. Yes,
And especially if you have the Trinity, then you have the Mega,
Mega Rayquaza. Yep,
which, ow.
which doesn't require a Mega Stone.
Nope.
But a special move. So yes, you can have the entire weather trio.
That's amazing.
It
Just
gets
make
nasty.
sure. Well,
Make
here's
sure
the-
you're outdoors when you do it.
You're basically going to end up, though. It's not really a good combination because you're going to wind up with the ultra sunny day, basically, because Kyogre is the slowest of the three, I believe.
Yeah.
So Rayquaza will probably go first with the Weatherlock.
Jetstream.
Yeah, but he hasn't Mega Evolved yet. Weatherlock. Then Primal Kyogre is going to go with the Super Downpour. Then Mega Groudon's going to go with the Super Sunny Day. Super Drought, as it were. Then you're going to Mega Evolve your Rayquaza, and then it's going to turn into Jetstream, which is going to prevent all weather. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's basically...
Actually, I think it does more than that, too. Let me look. Oh, here's the thing. How do you say it? Rayquaza or Rayquaza?
I always thought it was Rayquaza.
Rayquaza, it's the same thing.
It's Delta Stream.
Delta Stream.
Delta Stream, when a Pokemon
It's
is
nasty.
A mysterious air current, a unique weather condition. It causes moves that would be super effective against pure flying type Pokemon to instead deal damage to neutral damage. That's really cool. That's really, really, really cool.
Especially on a dragon.
Yeah. Actually, there are no... Hold on, there aren't any pure flying types. Huh.
There never has been. It's always been.
No, there is one.
There's
it's
one.
Tornadus.
Ah,
Tornadus is the only one.
like because otherwise they've always been mixed with something.
Always. Let me see if that's still the case. Yeah. Tornadus is the only pure flying type. And Noibat and Noivern are the only primary type, meaning the first type is flying. Every other flying type Pokemon is a secondary type.
Jeez.
Flying. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sorry to go back into conversation a little bit, but I just found an interesting, I believe an interesting ethical exercise
Okay.
in regards to the whole loot box thing.
Okay.
Because since loot boxes are happening in a lot of single player games now,
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
is it ethical to then what about people who hack and cheat?
I mean, hacking and cheating isn't cool anyway, so like...
But I mean, if you've already got the bits on your hard drive because you bought the disc, you downloaded all the stuff on it, it's in the game and it's on your system, but it's still behind a paywall. Is it right to try to hack past that
I don't
if you already technically have the stuff?
I mean, that is really, really tough.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that seems like a very relevant question to me. Yeah. I mean, because you've spent $60 on this, and
It's just stupid to begin with.
well, yeah, but you have to pay more to get this stuff.
The video game companies have to learn that pay to play does not work well.
Nah, not unless you've got like a subscription for an MMO, and even then,
It's kind of... a lot of MMOs are going to free-to-play anyway.
yeah.
True that.
But I mean, I like the way that Nintendo's been doing things. Like, the Breath of the Wild, the DLC, you can pay for it. It's actual DLC.
Yeah.
You're getting...
things that are added to the game.
Yeah, added to the game. You still have a complete game, a complete 60-plus hour main story quest game, unless you're speedrunning it. So, like, you're not losing out on value. You know, I paid, $50 or $60 or whatever it is. Actually, I bought the special edition. But that's another story for another day.
Because you're that way.
Like I don't know, like
But I got a full game out of it.
well, yeah, there's a full game there, but see, the thing is, and I understand the concept of DLC. It's like it's
Right.
not an inherently bad thing.
Right, but the loot boxes is what we're going to.
Yeah, and even but what I'm getting at is that first the company releases the game, and then they already have DLC planned for day one.
That's stupid.
Like, because that's a thing that's been happening, and that sounds an awful lot like what you've described to me.
Breath of the Wild did have DLC planned for day one, but it wasn't story affecting. Like,
No.
But like the thing is, if you're going to do anything like that, if you're going to have day one DLC of any sort, why not just put it in the game in the first place?
because it wasn't actually day one. So
no, they waited till like the middle of everybody playing.
So they waited until people had already beat the game and were at that point where they were beating the game to release it.
Okay.
And it was an additional download. It didn't come on the cartridge.
That makes more sense.
Plus the next one that's coming out.
The next one's coming out in what, December? No.
The holidays, which is probably December or November, which adds another storyline.
It adds a completely different storyline to the game.
Well, see that makes sense. Like you have your full experience and it's there, but like I don't know, for like something, I guess the best thing I could think of would be Destiny.
Oh, that game is just no.
Like games like that where like you have like here you paid
Destiny 1 was just a joke.
Like you paid $60 for this, and you have, but it's like half done and it's got holes everywhere.
Yep.
That's on the game developer. Like they should fix it.
But
for free.
we'll pay. But if you buy $30, but if you pay $30 more, you'll get more story bits that fill in the holes
that's unethical.
stupid.
That's stupid.
Because people do that.
No, it's stupid.
Yeah, and most of the gamers that I hear are complaining about it on YouTube channels and things of that nature are saying that no, you shouldn't do this.
No, you really shouldn't do
shouldn't.
that. But like in the vein of that,
Yeah.
if that DLC is on the disc when you buy it,
Yeah.
you just can't access it until you shill over more money. Is it then ethical to hack it?
I mean, I still think not.
No.
I mean, hacking shouldn't be done. And, once we start saying, well, that's an acceptable form of hacking, that opens the door.
Yeah. Yeah, no, hacking is not a good idea because it might mess up your game.
Like, it's on the developer to not do that. That's stupid. Like, what they're doing, Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2, all their quote-unquote DLC is already on the thing, but all their DLC is free.
Yes.
And basically, you have to wait and keep playing the game for things to come out every week, every 2 weeks, every month.
Well, that's definitely better because you don't have to shill more money for it.
Right. You keep gaining, the game keeps getting more and more advanced and more stuff comes out for the game, and it's incentive to keep playing.
Because you've already spent the $60.
Exactly.
It's not like you're going to waste your time.
No,
Right.
Nintendo knows how to do things right.
Well, like Pokemon Bank. Pokemon Bank is quote-unquote DLC. You can pay $5 a year to have access to a storage system online on a server.
in a cloud.
Yeah, in a cloud. It lets you store up to, I think, 1,000 Pokemon.
From any game.
No. You can put on there from fifth generation onward, / the yellow, blue, and red currently. I don't think gold and silver are capable
Not yet.
It's planned for the virtual console ones. Well, that's additional feature. You're gaining a very significant feature. And that $5 a month, they've explicitly said, goes towards
You said
server...
$5 a year.
Sorry, year. It is a year.
$5
goes
a year.
towards server maintenance. So basically, you're paying $5 to help keep their electricity on for a year to store all your Pokemon that you want to put on there. And you can transfer them between your games.
Yeah, that's one thing.
That's the kind of acceptable DLC I like. Skyrim also did DLC fantastically.
Yeah, but that DLC came out like a good several months later.
Right.
After it was like, oh, okay, you're done with the main game now.
The sad fact is that we're in this whole thing of paid DLC.
Well, DLC is, by definition...
But I mean,
But like the DLC I've been talking about is
the loot crates.
Yeah, loot crate.
I don't even consider loot crates DLC. That's just BS.
It's microtransactions is what it is.
Microtransactions
is
are
the
BS.
new DLC that everybody hates.
DLC people were already kind of shaky about to begin with. Microtransactions nobody likes. That's like the kind of BS that mobile games pull.
Yeah.
And like the really good mobile games, like Nintendo ones, like Fire Emblem Heroes, you can pay You don't have to.
You can play through the
Well,
game.
that technically applies to every mobile game. You don't have to unless you want to make significant progress.
But they make it significantly easier to do so. Like, you can play story mode and gain all these things. And by doing story mode, you get stamina potions, which let you restore your stamina, which is already really high.
And they have daily quests. And
Yeah, they've
things
got
of that.
daily quests. They've got all kinds of quests. You're going to earn your orbs, your tokens to get new heroes through playing the game without having to drop a dime.
Yeah, like it's I'm playing the mobile game that I've been playing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
Right, right.
It also has significant numbers of ways to get gems to unlock, to get packs, to get new cards.
See, that's acceptable if there's
you
good ways to do it.
Yeah, you can level. You do it through leveling up through the stages. You do it by doing some daily quests and quizzes, and sometimes there's even little bits of gems hiding around in the areas you explore if you know what to tap on.
That's really cool. That's good.
It takes forever to build up enough gems.
Right. I mean,
and every so often there's a sale.
Sales are where they get you.
And I'm not gonna lie, I've caved more times than I'd like to admit.
It's kind of like paying a monthly fee for a game. If you're enjoying it, then there's no problem.
And I mean, in the vein of card games, at the very least, it's not really that different from what you do in real life with card games.
No, it's not. I do this all the time.
You literally just keep spending money to get more cards.
Yeah, it's a problem.
So it's really not.
Especially for you.
No,
so in that vein, it's not that different.
No.
The only difference here is the cards are virtual.
Yeah, I mean, what I like about, now that we're talking about virtual card games, Pokemon, if you buy a pack of Pokemon cards, you get a code for a free pack online.
That's cool.
It's really cool. People sell those codes. They're worth like 50 cents each. Like, I could go, I've got a stack that's easily 200 thick.
Jeez.
I could go and sell them. I'm not going to, but I might if I ever run out of money. Like, it's a backup policy. Like, hey, eBay, buy 200 codes for like $50.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to part with my old binder of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
They're digital code cards, so not like you're not part.
No, I'm talking about like if times get hard and I have to sell things.
Oh no, I'd never part with my Pokemon cards. Couldn't make me.
I don't know how much these old cards are worth.
Some of them are probably worth a lot, actually.
Especially if they come in a set.
And especially if they're
first editions
and
in good shape.
Well, they've been kept
condition.
They've been kept in a binder for years and years that's barely seen sunlight.
Right.
So.
That's a good thing. It doesn't necessarily mean they're in amazing shape, but like they have a PSA grading thing that you can send off to. But it's not worth it. You'd probably be surprised.
Yeah, I only ever managed to get like 2 or 3 pieces of Exodia.
Yeah, they were hard to get, weren't they?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, at this point, and here's some really solid advice. Don't buy packs if you want to build a deck. Buy the singles. Always, always, always buy your singles.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah, because it's going to end up being cheaper for you in the long run. So in the Pokemon TCG right now, there's a card called Tapu Lele. It's played in pretty much every deck because it fishes out a really important card. Basically, you can put it on your bench and get a supporter card, which is like a super trainer card. You can play only one per round, but it does really good stuff. You play Tapu Lele on your bench, you can search your deck for a supporter and put it in your hand.
Yeah.
That's really powerful. It's a $55 card.
Jeez.
So, and most decks run 1 or 2 of them. Like, there's no reason not to because it's a tax-required colorless energy. You can put whatever you want on there to make it happen.
What's the card limit for a number of
4
specific things you can have?
4, unless it's basic energies. So, some people run 4 Lele. I don't think actually anybody runs 4 Lele. You don't need 4 Lele. But it's a $55 card. Actually, I can tell you exactly how much it's worth.
The card itself.
Right. You can open boxes upon boxes of Guardians Rising, which is the set it came out of. You know, a box runs an average of like $90 online. You're going to probably pay $100 in a store. You know? And of course, there's different editions of the card. There's the normal one. Oh, it's actually gone down a little bit. It's $50 now. There's the full art variety, which is really cool. And then there's the rainbow rare variety, which is $80. But it's a hyper rare. So, you know, it's worth, you know, so much. Well, here's the thing. You can buy two $50 cards and put it in your deck. Or you can buy a box for around $100 and have the potential of opening one, or opening a bunch of $2 GXs and a bunch of bulk. That's not worth it. You open boxes because you're a store who can sell the bulk and who can sell all the cards in it. You're a collector who wants to collect every card, and it's actually probably more worth your time. Or you have fun and it's entertaining, like gambling. So some people gamble for fun, some people open card packs.
Yeah.
But you're always, always, always going to want to hunt around and buy your singles rather than buy packs.
If you want to be competitive.
Not even competitive. If you just
No.
want to build a deck, it's going to save you
Or
money.
if you're a collector.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Like, I could have... I'm trying to collect an entire set. Evolutions. It's the set that recreated the look and art of the original Pokemon base set. For a with a couple of exceptions of EXs and things like that. I want to collect the entire set. I am like 8 cards away. But I want to have opened every pack and gotten every card out of a pack. That's a personal thing, and I understand I'm wasting a lot of money and time on this. But I don't care. It's about the enjoyment of having opened up each card and put it into my binder by myself. Now
I definitely see the appeal
Now
of
I've also
that.
said, once I fill up my box of extras, quote unquote, that's it. I'm just going to buy the rest of the singles because it'll save me a whole bunch of time and money. But until that point begins, I want to enjoy myself and open up a pack here and there and try to get the cards I'm missing.
Yeah.
I'm only missing 2 hyper rares, which is actually pretty good. There's 9 hyper rare total in the set. So having 2 missing is pretty good.
That is definitely better than I thought it would be.
Right, and I'm missing a couple of EXs, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. But that's not the point. The point is, it's an enjoyment thing. If I was building a competitive deck, I would be like, I'm just going to buy the cards, put the deck together. That's it.
Yeah.
Spend maybe $50. Pokemon isn't a super high thing like Magic. Like a really good Magic card can go for a couple $100.
The money synco known as Magic.
Magic
Yeah.
the Gathering, yep.
I know a lot of people, like the store that I go to for the painting.
For painting supplies, yep.
Yeah, for painting tutorials. The people who talk and have the painting workshop, they deal in Magic cards of all. They've dealt
Yeah.
in Magic cards all the time.
They're expensive.
They're like OG players.
Oh yeah, no.
So-
I mean, if you're running a hobby shop, you're running Magic. You have to.
It's
stay
the
afloat.
most,
It brings people in the door.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
that's what it is.
And there's always people playing it in the back.
Yeah, exactly. There's always somebody willing to play it. You don't have to play it yourself, but you have to have it running.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also in the vein of Nintendo, this is something that did come from my news source and I had forgotten about until literally just now.
Okay.
In regards to the game ARMS.
Yeah. What about ARMS?
Apparently it has some really rich lore.
It really does, actually.
Yes, it does.
ARMS is unfortunately a game that flopped. Kind of. It did really well, but then Splatoon 2 came out. And
Seems about right.
It's a fun game. Don't get me wrong. I own it. And the DLC is similar to Splatoon. Is free.
yeah.
It comes out occasionally, and new characters and new arms and things like that. It's got a super rich lore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you got to find it, but it's there, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah. Apparently the Nintendo the Twitter is like constantly spewing out stuff about it.
Yep. The Nintendo feed on the Switch is also spewing stuff about it constantly. The problem is the game itself is unbalanced because you can basically lock somebody into not being able to do anything.
Oh,
Pretty much.
There's one character that
I hate
basically
stun locks.
Yeah, it's throw locking. You basically catch them, throw them, pick them up again, catch them, throw them. It's similar.
Oh no.
Yeah, it gets really annoying.
There's only one character that does that.
No, all the characters can do it, but there's one that's really good at it.
Yeah.
It's
The ninja.
Ninjara.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
He's a cool character, but
what's in front of me right now is like it's like super deep and like this world has the people who are afflicted by the gift of arms.
Well, they're not afflicted. Some of them chose it.
Afflicted, chosen, whatever it is that gives it to them. 120 years ago, thanks to the invention of the masks that help fighters maintain their spirally arms, the sport of arms was born.
Yep. One of them is whatchamacallit? I can't think right now. Is a movie star whose hair is her arms.
Yep.
Okay.
One of them is her arms is made out of ramen. One of them is made out of. Yep.
Yeah, that's the Chinese one.
Yep. Her name is Min Min. Yep. She's one of my favorite characters. She's pretty
She
cool.
immediately became my favorite too.
Well, her arms are made out of ramen.
I know.
And she has and her default arms are dragon arms. And when her special ability is when she pulls off something, her arm swells and it gets more powerful.
That's amazing.
There's one who is a ninja and his arms are made out of chains because that makes sense. The silent, stealthy type. Clink, 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 clink.
Yeah.
It's part of the joke, I'm pretty sure.
But he has shurikens.
Yeah, default shuriken.
I thought you said shark hands for a second.
That too. There's a mummy who's obviously made
The bandages.
Yeah. There's one whose arms are made out of snakes.
Snicks.
Snack.
Snakes.
Snakes.
Snacks.
His name is Kid Cobra.
Yeah.
There's somebody who's made, I think the default, character is made springs. Like, literally, his arms are made out of springs. Springman.
Yeah, but
there's
ramen, though.
Yeah, Min Min. There is Ribbonelle, or what's her name? Ribbon Girl.
Ribbon Girl.
Whose arms are made out of ribbons, and she's a pop star. She's an idol.
Oh, I never saw it coming.
Oh, yeah. No, there's a lot of really fun characters.
You got the old police robot.
Oh, yeah. He's a Beach Patrol robot, actually.
Yeah.
That is British.
Yeah.
I just find it hilarious.
Kind of.
That this game is
And some is a robot dog.
really rich lore in it. I guess to garner interest back in it.
I guess.
But I mean, if that's the goal, then
slime
I
guy.
guess it's working.
Yeah. And there's I forget his name.
He's basically a sentient slime.
Made in a lab. Yeah, that's one of the characters also.
Slime.
Slime. He's actually really, really tough to deal with. He's also really tough to play.
Really?
Yep. So also this game is insanely hard.
Yes.
Are we talking Punch-Out levels of hard?
Yes. Like if you turn up the level past 3 or 4, no, past 3, I'd say.
Past 3.
3 is already pretty difficult. It just gets harder. Like if you put it up to 10, you can't win.
Okay.
I can't even.
So when I say Punch-Out levels of hard, I mean I'm not talking about original Punch-Out. I'm talking about remake Punch-Out, second round through everybody. The round where even Glass Joe can beat you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
but
that level hard.
Really?
Yep.
From day one.
No, yep. At level 10, if you rank up your thing all the way to 10, you're in for it.
Oh no.
You are in for one heck of a time.
That sounds glorious, and I would love to watch anybody else do it.
I mean, I own the game, and I have it with me.
Gives you a workout, though.
Well, you can just play it with a controller, which is what I do. And that's the thing. The controls are different based on if you use a controller or if you use motion controls. It's easier to curve your arms if you use motion, but it's easier to grab and aim with the controller. So it's
It depends on the play style, and that's what they did
yeah,
it
it's
that
your
way.
play style.
All right.
So I mean, it gives you some options, which I really, really like.
That is pretty neat.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, do you guys enjoy tough games like in general?
Yeah. Makes it more challenging.
It does. I mean, it gives you you're gonna swear up and down the wall while you're playing them.
Well, yeah. I mean, the first time or two that I play a game, I would like to do it. I would like to do it on easy mode because I would like to know what the story is.
What about
please.
games that don't have modes? You
Well,
just play them.
Well,
and they're
then,
tough.
well, I guess.
Like Breath of the Wild, it levels up with you.
Well, yeah, but it never gets that difficult.
Unless you're playing Master Mode.
Even then, you can. Well, yeah, it gets really tough with the gold levels. Actually,
Yes, it
I
does.
guess the closest game I can think of that I've played that had a hard difficulty and no way to change it, I guess as of late that would have been Dark Mouse. which is the super simplified Dark Souls.
Right. Dark Souls itself just starts out hard, and there's no.
Oh, that's called the rage game.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there is an easy mode for it, believe it or not.
But it's not that easy.
And actually, I'm told that it is.
Really?
But the thing is, and even though I've never played this game before in my life, I honestly don't understand why it has an easy mode.
I mean, the whole point of it is it's such a hard game.
Yeah, that's literally the whole point. And
I guess it's for the people who want the story.
But the story is supposed to be a thing that you like. It doesn't. But the Dark Souls series doesn't really have an explicit story that much.
No.
It kind of does, but you're meant to reason out the hows and whys for yourself.
Yeah.
And part of the entire experience, like, I guess this is part of the thing where I could make a whole games as art argument, is that the difficulty level is meant to be part of the experience.
I see.
Because in the Dark Souls universe, this is a dying world and everything is a struggle, including your own ability to play it, so you feel just as helpless as the people of this world do. And that's meant, and so it's meant to be part of the experience. That's how it's supposed to be seen and felt as an art form.
So they're going for the whole lore, as in placement lore.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So if you play if you play the game on easy mode, you're deliberately robbing yourself of the true experience that the creators meant for you to have.
Interesting. I like that, actually.
Placement lore is an interesting way to tell a story in a game.
The new Metroid, the remake, Metroid Samus Returns, is a tough game.
Oh, it's made him go nuts.
It's a very tough game. It's meant to be tough. There is no difficulty changing.
No.
And I think, like, outside of Dark Mouse, one of the most difficult games that I've ever played. I wouldn't call, I guess the original Kingdom Hearts definitely had a lot of difficulty to it.
Especially if you're fighting Janus.
Even on easy mode.
Yeah, well, Kingdom Hearts, the original, also had control issues. It was not the most graceful of games.
No, it was not. But
I still don't know how I managed to play that game in the first place.
No,
it was so chunky.
It's definitely a chunk.
If you're playing the remakes or the remastered versions of those original games, the controls got better.
I'm sure they did, but it was still chunky originally.
Yeah,
but the original game, that was.
But if in terms of games that don't have any scalability in terms of difficulty, I'd say the last game that really gave me that kind of a
workout.
That kind of a workout was Jak 2.
Oh, like Jak and Daxter.
Yeah.
Yeah, those games did not have a slider, did they?
No, they did not. And it's like Jak 2 particularly, it was because it was the first one that I had played in the series, but there are some missions that are definitely more difficult than others. Especially if you decide to go hero mode. Hero mode being the one hit, one death every time. You can only get hit once.
Yes.
So like infiltration missions into the prison, the mission where you have to outrun the tank and it's shooting at you and it's a weird and you're seeing things from the tank's perspective. It's a tank first person shooter, but you still have to move around and avoid the lasers. It's a weird, it plays with your perspective and you have to adapt to it, and it takes several tries.
I like games like that. Like once you get the curve down, it's good. Like Metroid, you saw me, I almost threw a fit because the boss was really
You don't like those.
right. Well, no, but once you learn the mechanics, you're like, I got this.
You die.
Yeah. And like eventually you do figure it out, and then once it happens, you're like, yes, I am the master.
But the one he's playing is a remaster of the second game, which was hard.
No, I mean, yeah, it's the original like NES and Super NES games were hard. They really were.
Oh yes. I don't know. I guess another game that gave me a lot of difficulty. Well, I guess it depends on how you go, is Yoshi's Story.
Oh, that one was...
like the N64 one?
Yeah.
That game was so hard.
Yeah.
Depending on which one you picked.
No, it didn't even matter. Like, it was hard.
Yeah, because I remember so many times when I was a kid, I play it, and then for some reason or another, I just kind of get stuck because I literally don't know where to go. There's nothing obvious to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing.
Stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And this was back before the internet was. This was
Well,
like
that's the thing. You figured your games out, dang it, and you did it right. Or you bought the Prima guides. Remember when those were a thing? Actually, I think they're still a thing. But
No,
you
they're still
remember
a
when-
Oh
thing.
yeah, I remember. I still have my game guides for the original Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. They came with checklists for things that. And I also had one for Donkey Kong 64. They had checklists for the things that you filled
I
out
have a
as
few
you played.
Prima games.
Yeah, like whatchamacallit? What's Donkey Kong 64? That was a tough game.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was a
You
tough game.
needed the guide for that game.
Oh yeah,
Yes, you
Like,
did.
One of the
Especially for the
things
final
in the
boss.
original in the Donkey Kong 64, like a lot of the game, I was able to get through it just fine, even without the guide. But the one thing that was really the biggest pain is that in order to get to the final boss and defeat King K. Rool, you have to get the rare coins.
Oh, you absolutely do.
Yeah, playing Donkey Kong is always fun.
So, and the only way to get the rare coin is to beat the original Donkey Kong arcade game.
That's why I said
Yep.
Donkey Kong.
Like,
playing
all
fun.
the-
It
all the
makes you
levels.
play the whole game. It makes you play the whole game.
Yes.
And that's great.
It really, like, it's such a pain at the time, but like looking back on it, but then when you finally do it, you feel so accomplished. It's a beautiful
It's
thing.
a throwback to the competition where they did that, and the person who got the highest score on the Donkey Kong thing got a coin.
Yeah. But like, I loved how it had the game in the game. I love when they do that.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was Gameception.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, when I was
It was Gameception before Gameception was a thing.
and as a younger kid, it's nigh impossible to actually do it.
Yeah.
But it's only when you're grown up and you develop a sense of true perseverance.
Yeah, and I don't think you needed to get them all. You just needed to get a...
No, you
You had to get to the
absolutely had
last
to.
level.
Right.
There is literally no way around it. You had to.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a flaw, wasn't it?
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Like, it's one thing to collect all the banana medals. That's easy
Yeah.
enough, because like the little game on Cranky Kong's computer, that was like that was weirdly doable. But this
The Donkey Kong inside Donkey Kong.
the Donkey Kong, no.
Especially since it was in the factory level.
Yeah, the factory level was like one of the least fun levels to me in that game.
Yeah.
I think the only one that was like it had I don't know if it was the level itself or the boss that made me hate that level.
Jack in the Box is evil.
Yeah, it's literally the worst. I enjoyed fighting.
yeah.
I enjoyed fighting the pufferfish though.
Yep.
Giant pufferfish.
Dragon was fun too.
Yeah, I had a hard time figuring out how to defeat Dragonfly the second time he
Yeah.
showed up.
Oh, who was your guys' favorite character to play as?
Oh, out of them all,
Yeah.
I just like the Donkey Kong rap.
I do
yeah.
love the Donkey Kong rap.
that is a beautiful thing. I still know the whole thing.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say it for you though.
No. That's copyright infringement.
I think like my favorite one is a draw between Diddy and Tiny.
Ooh.
I like Chunky.
I liked Lanky Kong. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lanky was just kind of...
he's just kind of.
Yeah, he's a character.
He's-
Although I did like Diddy a lot because the peanut shooter was great.
Oh yeah.
Or peanut popper, that's what it is.
Yeah.
The peanut popper.
That was OP.
DK had the coconut bazooka though?
Yeah.
Didn't he?
And it was
Chunky had a pineapple grenade launcher.
and if you had friends, you could play the lovely game mode in that.
Yeah, the multiplayer.
Where you can use everything.
It was pretty great.
Especially when the grenades and oranges.
I have what's the scariest level you've ever encountered in
In a game?
any game?
First time I played Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the Shadow Drum.
Oh yeah. No, that I didn't have as much a problem with. Like the well was scarier than the Shadow Temple. Like, no.
I'm talking final boss.
Like, it's
Well,
legitimately.
Bongo Bongo?
Yeah.
He didn't bother me that much. It was the well that was worse.
Yeah,
I played it when I was a kid,
legitimately
though.
covered head to toe in skulls.
Yes, it was. But that wasn't the scariest. Like, it didn't bother me.
No. I played it when I was a kid when it first came out.
So did I. Like, it didn't bother me. I don't know what it was. I was just like, it looks fake enough, I guess.
No. If I want to say the most scariest character out of that entire series is probably the Re-Dead.
Re-Dead. Oh.
They're bad in that game, but I think they got worse in Wind Waker. Yeah, they're more cartoony looking, but they still have the horrifying face.
The scream was the worst. No. I still, to this day, if I'm playing Ocarina of Time again, I'll take the 20 minutes it takes to go through Hyrule Market when you're an adult and just kill them all.
Yeah.
I'll do it out of spite. If nothing else, spite.
That's like the best reason to do things.
Like, and I don't do it the easy way either. I take out the big Goron sword and just start hacking.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, you can take the light arrow and do it, but yeah, like I will.
Yeah.
But it's before you get the light arrows, so it's like I will go out of spite and just do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do it with the Master Sword, whatever arrow, like fire arrows sometimes. But
No.
Actually, you can't do that in Hyrule Market. You can just use the sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like outside of a Zelda game, what was scariest?
Oh, that's a tough choice. I mean, I told you about the time I played Amnesia in the dark, right?
Oh yeah, Amnesia: The Dark Descent is like
No, Amnesia in
game.
the dark while all the lights were out.
Oh, you played Amnesia: The Dark Descent in the dark. Okay.
Alone.
Oh no!
Yeah, he had worse.
You're
The
insane.
flooded basement level. The one where you look
I do
around.
not want that in my show. I do not want it. No.
Yeah, it was bad.
The scary. Yeah.
And then my
Nice
friend came in.
reference.
He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "A mistake.
What are you doing? A mistake.
I'm making a mistake." And he's like, he sat down and like, "You're crazy." And I'm like, I remember one time I used to go to a tech camp. It was great. I don't like them anymore because of what they did after, for other reasons. But I'll get it. It was a weekend, so like it kind of was like an extra time. You basically sat around and played video games.
Yeah.
That was your weekend. We were all playing games. I think we were all playing an online game together. Something or other. I think I forget what we were playing. But this kid got his Steam, downloaded Amnesia 1 and 2.
Oh no.
And maybe 3 even. I don't even know. He downloaded all these scary games and just sat in the corner and
Wait, there
played
was
them.
a third one?
No, I think it was something else he downloaded.
I think it was a modded of 1.
He downloaded both Amnesias that I know of and some of the other really bad ones, sat in a corner and played them alone.
Jesus.
In a dark room where the only light was coming from computer screens.
That is terrifying.
He was not okay.
That doesn't sound okay to me at all.
Like, he was playing it with headphones on, too. So, like, we would tap him on the shoulder. He would jump 10 feet high. It was
Oh
great.
my God, why would you do that to yourself?
That's traumatizing.
Well, we were just trying to get him to go to lunch with us. Like, hey, we're going to lunch. And we're like, sorry.